magic, man. Chunk. Let's get it.
Good morning and greetings from the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Sacramento chapter. I am Dr. Elizabeth Sherrill Davis, immediate past president. We thank each of you for choosing to be with us this morning. We have a lot to celebrate today. We are celebrating the generational accomplishments of African Americans, from the baby boomers, Generation X, Y, and millennials. We celebrate their accomplishments and leadership and for the Sacramento communities that they serve. It's SAC NCBW's 20+1 birthday. Congratulations to SAC NCBW. We were chartered in 2001, and we comprise of African-American women dedicated to increasing economic empowerment in the African-American communities. We're also raising concerns in regards to academic achievements and improving the health of African Americans. SAC NCBW provides the community with free economic empowerment, education, health, and public policy workshops. Today, we're also celebrating the ending of my presidency, which was from October the 1st, 2018 until September the 30th, 2022. Let's congratulate SAC NCBW's new president, Jennifer Willis. Our final celebration today is our programs. We don't only celebrate our programs just for today, we celebrate our programs every day. And our programs are education, economic empowerment, health, and public policy. At this point, I would like to turn the program over to our Mistress of Ceremony, Lachelle Dozier, which she is a member of SAC NCBW and Director of the Sacramento Housing Redevelopment Agency. Ms. Dozier?
Good morning, and thank you, Dr. Elizabeth Sherrill Davis. I'm just so excited to, number one, be a member of this esteemed organization, but also here today to really honor a lot of people within our community have just done outstanding work. I am just thrilled to be a part of such a wonderful group of women who are just a force to be reckoned with. And I am just, like I said, thrilled to be a part of it. So what I'd like to do is get started and kick this off and introduce our NCBW, Denise DeLuce, who works with our programs and Fostering Hope and Mentoring Program. And Denise, are you on there?
Good morning. Yes, I'm on.
Okay, great. Welcome, welcome, Denise. I wanted to have you introduce our fundraiser.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again for that lovely introduction, and thank you everyone for joining us for the celebration. As Lachelle said, my role is to share with you a little bit of information about NCBW's programs. We will put in the link, a link that you can use to go to a website where you can donate if you'd like. But some of the things that NCBW does with our funds that we receive, and these are tax exempt funds. Some of the things that we do are to support scholarships, to provide reading literacy and financial literacy. And we have a Fostering Hope program where we spend time with our youth girls in our community and share information with them about financial literacy and life skills. So pick up your phone, scan the QR code that you see, or click on the tab and go to PayPal and donate. We provide great programs and great services, and I learn something from every program that I participate in, every session that I attend. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Denise. And yes, the economic empowerment and the work that we do with Fostering Hope is just absolutely just wonderful for the young women. So with that, I'd like to move into our actual awards presentation. We are honoring people within the community who are doing just exceptional work. And I'd like to start with our first awardee. Our first awardee is Dr. Azizza Goins. Azizza Goins. I am just so excited. I've had the opportunity to work with Azizza. She is the president and CEO of the Sacramento Black Chamber. So with that, are you on, Azizza? I'm going to give a little bit of a background and bio while we're bringing her on and her video is coming up. But Azizza has worked for well over 30 years of experience in association management. She has established herself as an influential leader and dedicated business partner in the city of Sacramento and beyond. For the last 15 years as a president and CEO of the Sacramento Black Chamber of Commerce, Azizza has developed and helped strengthen partnerships in the Sacramento region and throughout the state of California. With a focus on fortifying economic base of small businesses and micro enterprises, Azizza's community participation and integration through goal-oriented partnerships has served her and Sacramento well. Azizza continues to have a passion for health and wellness. That passion led her to accepting a position as a community relations and development director for CARES, an organization specializing in HIV and AIDS. She has had efforts in business, healthcare, social justice that has helped throughout the city of Sacramento and throughout the state of California, and has led a well-earned reputation with local businesses and owners and peers throughout the nonprofit world and the local and state national political leaders. She was the first recipient of the Rosa Parks Award, as well as the award for the Women of Inspiration. With that, I'd like to turn it over to her, Azizza, to accept your award.
Thank you so much, Michelle. This is such an honor. I want to offer thanks and gratitude so much to the National Coalition of 100 Black Women for this incredible honor this morning. In the name of transparency and the fact that I feel safe with you all right now, I have to share with you, though, just how uncomfortable I am accepting this very prestigious award. My intent every single day is twofold. First, to give all I've got to create support and be a voice to those that do not have that voice. And secondly, to remain relevant as times and things are changing very rapidly. That means grooming and growing and learning from the next generation to carry on this all-important work. And while many say fewer are committed to finding ways to first understand what it is, and then take the next steps of incorporating it into their daily lives. Equity is beyond massive, and I'm now totally committed to making it a daily thing to which we're all entitled. I'm blessed to understand and to have witnessed in my prime the concept of it taking a village to get it done. But that's what we have to do. We have to continue building our villages and incorporating that concept into our daily lives. Rather than holding my feet to the fire and everyone else's, and embracing our collective strengths and weaknesses, and divvying up that hard heart work through a true and sincere and committed lens that embodies equity, and spreading it like wildfire to all of our people that have lived so long without it. But it still makes me feel awkward when others publicly acknowledge it, like right now. But I'm going to pull up my big girl panties, and I'm going to take this moment and be very sincere and humble when I tell you how much you mean to me and the profound gratitude I have for your acknowledgement of the hard work I thrive on day in and day out. Thank all of you so much, and let us continue to stand on the shoulders of our ancestors while we move the needle and get closer to the equity that is due. It's not my plan, but I sure know that it is the plan of our Creator, and I fully embrace it. Thank you all so very much.
And thank you so much, Azizza. I want to thank you for serving as president of the Sacramento Black Chamber of Commerce for the past 15 years. The work that you and your staff does in the Sacramento community is outstanding. So again, thank you so much for your service.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Elizabeth. I'm just going to do a brief introduction and then turn it over to Dr. Elizabeth to present the actual awards. Our next honoree is Dr. Elysse Versher. She's an experienced K-12 administrator in the greater Sacramento region. She was reared in South Central Los Angeles and quickly earned her AA degree while duly enrolled at Crenshaw Senior High School, which allowed her to excel in higher education as a first-generation college student. With a BA in English from UC Davis, a Master of Science degree in secondary teaching from UOP, and a doctorate in education leadership from GCU, Dr. Versher is honored to serve on multiple dissertation committees as a content expert in restorative justice and procedural justice theory. With that, Dr. Versher has done outstanding work within her community, and we are so honored to have her here. She is assistant principal at Sac City Unified, and there you're on camera. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Elizabeth to actually present the award.
On behalf of the Sacramento chapter of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, we thank you so much for your leadership in the K-12 system and for helping our babies to achieve academic success. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated Sacramento Region chapter for this esteemed honor. In the spirit of Queen Mother Audre Lorde, I am reminded that three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And truthfully, in the Sacramento region and across our great country, there is a commitment in our K-12 schools to hide the truth and disempower Black students and Black employees. There is a commitment in our K-12 schools to harshly discipline Black girls and to silence Black women administrators when we refuse to perpetuate harm on Black children. However, we must be unafraid to speak the truth. We must be unafraid to stand in our truth. And we must be unafraid to speak truth to power. And it is my commitment as a Black woman, as a Black mother, as a Black educator, to continue to love my students deeply and earnestly, to continue pushing my staff to excellence, and also to stand with my community as we use the truth as a tool to empower our children. Thank you.
We're going to have a brief musical interlude, and Sean Rafer is going to be providing that. We're going to take a quick break for about 6 minutes. So excited to have Sean's music being played. He did an excellent thing about a week ago, introducing jazz here to our Sacramento community. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a brief musical interlude for a few minutes. All right. So let's. Okay, there we go. Okay. It wouldn't be a Zoom meeting if there weren't a few little technical things going on. So with that, I just really, again, want to thank Sean Rayford. He has really done so much for jazz here in our area and is actually charting on the Smooth Jazz channel. So if you don't have his album, Man with a Horn, I would just encourage all to go out and get it. I have it and it is just absolutely fabulous. So we've had an opportunity to really start to look at some of the icons within our community in education and economic empowerment. So the next area that we really want to turn our focus to is health. And we'd like to honor Dr. Olivia Kasirye. Dr. Kasirye is the public health officer for Sacramento County. As a health officer, she provides medical expertise and oversight on a variety of community-wide public health issues impacting county residents, including communicable disease control, maternal and child health issues, chronic diseases, and emergency preparedness, and is currently overseeing the COVID-19 pandemic response in Sacramento County. I just really want to highlight when I say overseeing the COVID-19 pandemic response in Sacramento, I have had the opportunity firsthand to watch Dr. Kasirye speak truth to power. I mean, she has done an outstanding job. She has stayed true to the residents of Sacramento County, making sure that we are protected during this pandemic. And all of those things has rested on her shoulders, and she has been unflappable. I am so proud to introduce her, and I'm going to turn it over to Dr. E to actually present the award to Dr. Olivia Kasirye.
Thank you. Dr. Kasirye, congratulations on your success. We appreciate your expertise as public health officer for Sacramento County. We also appreciate your expertise, how you oversee the COVID-19 crisis for Sacramento. And again, thank you for your success and thank you for what you do in the Sacramento community.
Thank you. I am really very honored to be here today. And I want to thank the National Coalition of 100 Black Women for this recognition and this award. Indeed, public health has seen unprecedented times in the past few years in handling the pandemic. And we've had to face many challenges, and a lot of those challenges we've been able to overcome with the help of the community and the support of the community. So I want to thank you all for that support. One thing that was troubling, one outcome of this the COVID pandemic was looking at the statistics and looking at the disparities that we were seeing in the risk, in the complications, and in the deaths, especially among communities of color and disadvantaged communities. We know that those disparities existed even before the pandemic, but unfortunately, oftentimes they were actually exacerbated during the pandemic. And my hope as we move forward, hopefully as we are seeing the tail end of this pandemic, is that we will not forget those numbers. We will not forget the lives that were lost. We will not forget the people whose health has been impacted by COVID-19. And looking to the community to work with us in addressing those disparities, in helping the community to heal, and not only to heal, but actually to develop resilience so that if there is another emergency, if there is another pandemic, or any other disaster that may come up, that we won't see the same disparities that we've seen before. They've lasted way too long, and we should put resources and all of our effort towards it. So my plea to you as I end is, again, thank you for this award. And I'm looking forward to working with you to address health equity and make sure that all of our communities get the same opportunities for good health. Thank you.
To honor is in the area of public policy. And we are honoring today the Honorable Rick Jennings II. Rick Jennings was born in Houston and raised in Washington, D.C. He earned a football and track scholarship to the University of Maryland and graduated with a Bachelor's of Art degree in criminal justice. He is proud to be the first college graduate in his family. He was drafted in 1976 in the 11th round of the Oakland Raiders professional football team. He has a Super Bowl ring, and he'll gladly show it to anybody who's interested. He is an outstanding member within our community. Since 1997, he has served with the distinction as the CEO of the Center of Fathers and Families, a nonprofit organization dedicated to strengthening families and holding communities in Sacramento. Under Rick's leadership, the Center for Fathers and Families has become a true family resource center. Today, it serves over 1,800 at-risk youth every day with after-school programs and 100 adults weekly with parenting, anger management, domestic violence classes, and health services. Now, if that isn't enough, Rick then decided he really needed to serve the community by becoming our Sacramento City Council member. And in 2004, he was elected to District 7 and then was re-elected for a second term in 2018. He represents the communities of Green Haven, The Pocket, the Little Pocket Land Park, Southland Park. As a council member, he serves on many committees. He represents the city's interests on our budget and our audit committee. And he is just outstanding in the work that he does. I am so glad and so honored to work with someone like the Honorable Rick Jennings. And I am so pleased to call him not only a leader and icon within our community, but a mentor and a friend. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Elizabeth to present your award.
Thank you. Honorable Rick Jennings, thank you so very much for creating partnerships with our schools and libraries to expand community programs, to provide new opportunities for our youth and seniors. And again, thank you for supporting the Sacramento community.
Thank you so much, Dr. Davis. And thank you to the NCBW 100 Black Women for this recognition. And thank you for all that you've been doing over the years for our youth, our foster care, our girls, education programs, STEM, as well as literacy and scholarships. And I just want to take a moment to congratulate all the awardees. It is my honor to be here with you today. Part of my passion has been to affect policy that affects our larger community, especially people of color or those that are at a real disadvantage. I think you've heard in my bio that my passion is also for kids, youth, and families. And as we continue to focus on public policy, I need your input and support on policies around homelessness, health, Black child legacy, public safety, education, and many, many more. I need your input. I need to hear you, and I need to hear what you're thinking. They say that the best part of public policy is made when we are listening to the people who are going to be impacted. So I need to hear from you. In the play, if many of you have seen the play Hamilton, there's a wonderful part of it. It says, we must be in the room where it happens. My commitment to you is that I will be in that room. I will be your representative, and we will do everything that we can to make it better for all people. And to do what should be done to improve the quality of lives of our community. And that is my commitment to you, and I thank you so much for this wonderful honor.
Goins, Dr. Versher, Dr. Kasirye, and the Honorable Rick Jennings. Surely they've had mentors in their lives who have supported them. We've probably all had mentors in our lives. Well, NCBW members serve as mentors to many youth ages 12 to 17 through our Fostering Hope program. This program affords our youth the opportunity to further recognize their potential. Also, your donations support our public policy efforts, provide scholarships to underserved youth, and also provide support for our reading and financial literacy efforts. So if you have your phone out, just hold it up to the screen, capture that QR code. It'll take you directly to a port where you can donate to NCBW or click on the PayPal link. Again, thank you for joining us, and we just hope you're having a wonderful time enjoying our awesome speakers.
Morning. I have the opportunity to introduce to you Myrlys Stockdale-Coleman, which is our keynote speaker. Commissioner Stockdale-Coleman is a judicial officer of 2 decades of experience in law, nearly 10 years of working in courts. Commissioner Stockdale-Coleman is an adjunct professor of law at the University of Pacific McGeorge School of Law and a member of the faculty teaching new commissioners about child support and family law. In addition to Commissioner Stockdale-Coleman's success, she is a member of the Women's Lawyers of Sacramento, the Wiley Manual Bar Association, and the Sacramento's Children's Fund. Commissioner Stockdale-Coleman is actively involved in Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Commissioner Stockdale-Coleman graduated from Howard University and Lincoln Law School of Sacramento. Commissioner Stockdale-Coleman is married and has 2 children, 2 grandchildren, and 2 grandpuppies. Let's give a warm welcome to my Sarah, Commissioner Stockdale-Coleman.
Congratulations to my fellow honorees on your awards and for all you do for our community. I am humbled to share this virtual stage with each of you. Thank you to my NCBW sisters for this invitation and the honor of this distinguished award. And thank you to everyone present for giving part of your Saturday to support NCBW. I became a member of NCBW in 2013. It wasn't too long ago when I would spend the 3rd Saturday in November as part of a great team, making the annual luncheon a huge success. I'm happy to be back with all of you today. NCBW asked me to talk about generational accomplishments. Let me take a moment to share about some of my forebears in prior generations whose accomplishments make me proud. Reverend Andrew Jackson Hurdle was my great-grandfather. He was a former slave who founded 5 churches and a college for former slaves in Texas. And as a side note, he had 25 children, including my grandfather. These are my parents. Both of my parents attended Howard University, as I did. And as a side note, I am a proud HBCU grad, and I credit that experience with helping to shape who I am today. I encourage young folks to consider HBCUs as a college option in the future. But back to my mom and dad. My father was the first in his family to go to college, and he was an Air Force fighter pilot at a time when so few aviators were African American. He grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, and his mother, my grandmother, cut hair in the basement of their modest home to support their family of 6. My mother went on to law school, and she served as the director of the California Office of Administrative Law under Governor Dubagin for about 8 years. These are just a few of the shoulders upon which I stand today, but getting to this place has been a journey. Back to our message. generational accomplishments. How do you achieve these accomplishments? You dream. So my favorite quote from Langston Hughes is, "Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly." Let me share with you the journey toward my dream. Years ago, I was a state worker and a single mom who couldn't afford to hire an attorney for the family law litigation that I was facing. Picture this: a terrified young woman looking up at a judge in this very courtroom, unsure of the law and how things would turn out for her family. After that experience, I dreamed of becoming an attorney to help others like myself. I went to law school, I graduated, I passed the bar, and I quit my state job. And when I did, some people said things like, "Wow, that's brave," but I think I know what they were really thinking. And like the entrepreneurial spirit of my grandmother who cut hair, I opened a business, a law practice, in my home. And it's noteworthy that I'd never worked in a law firm prior to that. Despite the challenges, the law practice eventually grew into a law firm with other attorneys and staff. And within a couple of years of practicing law and helping people, I knew I wanted to become a judge so that I could help people in a different way. That was about 17 years ago. And this became my new dream. So how do you become a judge? Well, you need to be an attorney for 10 years and either appointed by the governor or elected by the people. But judges aren't the only judicial officers. Commissioners are judicial officers that some people refer to as baby judges. You also have to have 10 years of experience to qualify, but commissioners are appointed by the judges of a superior court. So as soon as I was eligible with 10 years of experience, I started applying to be a commissioner. I applied in many different counties, and I had so many rejections along the way, which some would consider failure. Amador, Riverside, Fresno, El Dorado, San Joaquin. Let's talk about failure though. I think we need to reframe our perspective around failure so that we can fully appreciate it for the learning opportunity that it truly is. So it's not as though when we endeavor to do something or create something and it doesn't go our way, that we don't still come away from that experience with new insights and new information. And by the same token, when we acknowledge the fact that we all are in some way or another walking in the footsteps of those who went before us or standing on the shoulders of those who went first, we need to also acknowledge that we too are learning from their failures. And that is inherently helping us along as well. And I did learn from failure. Each rejection or failure gave me more experience to make me a better candidate for the next time. I continued to dream. Nelson Mandela says, "Don't judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." Oprah on failure says, "Do the one thing you think you cannot do. Fail at it, try again, do better the second time. The only people who never tumble are those who never mount the high wire." I'm saying, mount the high wire. Failure doesn't limit your dreams, it only makes them more vivid. So for far too long, so many of us, particularly people of color, women, girls, and for sure women and girls of color, have been told to dream, but with limitation. Society has put guardrails around us in so many ways. Dream big, but not too big, right? Much like reframing our relationship with failure, we also need to reframe our perspective on dreaming. It's no longer enough to dream big. You must also dream wild. I dream wild, and I continued to dream of becoming a judicial officer. 4 years ago, after countless failures, the judges of Napa Superior Court appointed me to the bench as a commissioner. It was such an honor that I left my family every Sunday afternoon and I lived in Napa during the week to serve the Napa community as a judicial officer. Sure, I still had my dream of being a judge, but I committed myself to blooming where I was planted. And it paid off. On my third effort to become a commissioner in Sacramento, I was hired 2 years ago. The opportunity to serve on the bench in the community where I've lived for 35 years, where I went to law school, where I raised my family is truly a blessing. While serving my community as a commissioner, I continued to dream wild about becoming a judge. A rare opportunity arose to run for an open judicial seat, and I immediately filed to become a candidate. So judges are not politicians, and running for judicial office is quite different than running for an executive or a legislative office. There are ethical limitations which apply to judges and candidates for judges and not to other folks. The primary election was June 7th of this year, and 63% of the voters believed in me, and I won that judicial seat. Thank you, Sacramento. My legal career was inspired by the terrifying experience I had as a self-represented litigant in the courtroom. I began dreaming of becoming a judge nearly 17 years ago. In a few weeks, I'll be sitting as a judge in the very same courtroom I appeared in as a self-represented litigant. To me, that is powerful. Nelson Mandela said, "A winner is a dreamer who never gives up." By his definition, I am both a winner and a dreamer, and I hope you are as well. Never give up. Generational accomplishments. We owe it to our ancestors and everyone whose footsteps we walk in, and upon those shoulders we stand to dream and to accomplish. And when you do, I encourage you to bring someone with you or help someone find their way. There's a Netflix special called From Scratch. I stayed up all night, one night last weekend, to watch it in its entirety. And ladies, if you haven't seen it, carve out some time, grab a beverage and a box of tissues. But there was a line from that show I'd like to leave with you today. In dreams and in love, all things are possible. Dream on. Achieve your generational accomplishments. I'm Myrlys Stockdale-Coleman. I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Myrlys Stockdale-Coleman, for those kind words and sharing your story. We appreciate you, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you so much for the award, the honor, and the ability to speak with you all today. I really appreciate being here. Take care.
And sorry, we had a few technical difficulties. Thank you, Judge Myrlys, for sharing your story. Again, surely you have had mentors as you went through your journey. You know, you talked about failure and resilience, and there's a direct relationship between failure, resilience, and success. One of the things that NCBW is able to do through our Fostering Hope program is to give girls the opportunity to learn a little bit more about our reading literacy program, to participate in our financial literacy programs as well, and to grow. Growth isn't real tangible, but we were able to have anywhere from 12 to 18 girls through the pandemic consistently participate with us. On the second Saturday of every month, we had talent shows. Again, we provided reading literacy opportunities. We had financial literacy, and they really grew. As a participant in the Fostering Hope program, I was able to see the growth that took place from the beginning to the end. And that was just over a 1 to 2 year period of time. And this Fostering Hope program has been a part of what NCBW does for years. So I encourage you to go in the chat, click on the link so that you can donate and support our programs. You can also go to PayPal, and you can use your phone to scan that QR code and donate. If you don't have the opportunity to do that during the program for one reason or another, please go to our website. You can click on the donate link there and help support the programs that we run. We have no success without the support of our community. So I just want to take this opportunity on behalf of NCBW to thank you again and to encourage you to support the group and the programs.
First, I'd like to congratulate all of our honorees and Judge-elect Stockdale-Coleman. Your presentation was so very encouraging. I'm Bertha Gaffney Gorman, and I am the former treasurer of the NCBW Sacramento chapter. Each year, Sacramento NCBW recognizes a young woman who has proven herself to be a rising star, and that is someone who is outstanding in academics and school activities, including leadership and sports, who is personally responsible in her commitments to family, friends, and who serves her community. This year, we are recognizing 2 rising stars, Erica and Erin Willis. They were chosen because they have been a part of NCBW and its Fostering Hope program for more than 10 years, since they were just little girls. And that was the first time I saw them. And in case you're wondering, yes, they are twins. During their time, they have served as youth ambassadors to Fostering Hope's program. And that means that they have participated in all of NCBW's dedicated youth programs that included economic empowerment, health education, and many, many other programs. And additionally, they participated in what NCBW's Love Your Life video, which they researched and spoke about, articulated the health dangers to youth who engage in the use of marijuana at a young age. They are dedicated and gifted young women who are confident in their abilities. They completed their college plans while still in high school. And today they are in the nursing program at Arizona State University. They're studying to become certified registered nurses. And I am so proud and honored to present our rising stars for 2022, Erica and Erin.
Good afternoon. On behalf of me and my sister, I would first like to say thank you to the National Coalition of 100 Black Women for these awards. We've been a part of this for the past 7 years, and it has been really enriching and encouraging to go out into the communities and serve other people. A big shout out and big thank you to my family for helping us and getting us through this thus far. Yes, I've been a part of NCBC since the workshops, everything. We've been there, you name it. I would just like to say thank you for this award, and it won't go unnoticed. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for all of the awardees. And one of the things that our keynote speaker talked about was dreams. And one person who's living out his dreams is Sean Rayford. And we have another musical interlude. I believe this is a video, Good Vibrations. So I'm gonna turn it on over to that video.
Sean, you good? Good job, man. Awesome.
Okay. As we continue in the program, I just want to take this opportunity one more time to share with you about our programs and about our Fostering Hope girls. As you could see, Erica and Erin are shining examples of what our Fostering Hope program can do and how we assist people. Other ways that you can make a difference are by using our secure PayPal link. Your $25 donation pays for 2 books and school supplies for the summer reading program. Your $50 donation pays for the cost of 1 girl to participate in college visits. All throughout, prior to the pandemic, we were able to take several girls to different colleges around California. So your $50 donation pays the cost for a girl to participate in college visits. Your $100 donation pays for materials and participation for 4 girls to participate in college readiness or STEAM activities. And your monthly recurring donation of $25 to $50 enables us to support young women aging out of the foster system and scholarship recipients in the event of emergencies. I strongly encourage you to support NCBW, to support our youth, because the youth are our future. We're doing all that we can to help them, and we just need a little bit of your support. So thank you again so much, and we look forward to seeing you again.
This afternoon, I have the honor to introduce the Sacramento chapter of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women chartering president, Mrs. Rosemary Jones Melvin. Mrs. Rosemary Jones Melvin was born and raised in Mobile, Alabama. Her parents both modeled and stressed the importance of education, community service, and activism when raising their children. Before Miss Rosemary Jones Melvin retired, she was an educator in Alabama, Arkansas, California, and Florida. Fast forwarding to today, Ms. Rosemary is the architect of the Sacramento NCBW's annual Business and Community Awards Luncheon, one of Sacramento's most significant events. Per Ms. Rosemary Jones Melvin, Sacramento NCBW's annual luncheon stands for who we are and what we are about, putting our best foot forward to honor Black women in this community. It is our way of saying thank you. We see you, we honor you in the manner you deserve. Coalition sisters, guests, and awardees, please give Mrs. Rosemary Jones Melvin a warm welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Elizabeth Sherelle Davis, and thanks to each of you for attending our 20+1 annual Business and Community Awards luncheon. Many of you have attended this luncheon over several years, and we certainly appreciate your continued support. I'd like to congratulate our honorees and thank them personally for the outstanding work that you do in our community. I would like to thank you for supporting our programs along with our guests. Many of you support the programs that we provide for our youth in the Sacramento community. And again, we are so appreciative of the work that you do. I'd like to personally congratulate and say thank you to our guest speaker, Judge-elect Stockdale-Coleman, a former member of NCBW and also who is my sorority sister. Thank you for a wonderful, wonderful and encouraging message this morning. I'd like to wish each of you, thank you again for coming. I hope that you will support our 22nd Community Awards Luncheon on November the 18th. And happy Thanksgiving, and wish you a wonderful holiday season. Thank you again for your support.